What is up, you guys? It is day 5 and I am getting super close and personal because I am celebrating! Yay! I am so proud of us that I am wearing some of my favorite onesies. Not some, one of my favorite onesies. And yes, I just want to say that I am so proud of us for doing this. If you either watched another video or if you're following along, if you're thinking about like doing this whole vision heaven on earth planning, or at least listening to it and kind of being open or curious, then yay for us. It is amazing and I'm so excited for all of us. And truth be told, I've never done this before. Natalie and I are doing this with you. So this is not like me teaching you something. This is us doing it together. And it's wonderful. And you know, after the last 3 or 4 years, hi honey, the last 3 or 4 years I've done so much personal development forced upon me because I was down in the dumps, but thank goodness I did it because I learned so much. And designing your heaven on earth is a real thing. It is a real thing that we are going to be doing, and I would have never believed it before. I never even thought of that. I was just like, you know, I literally just got whipped around in life. And I think if you're my age, the 40s and stuff, like who did that? Like life planning? Like I've never set a life plan ever. And my really great friend, one of my best friends, Sandra. Hi Sandra, I love you. Just talked about this. Like we've never done that. I don't think it was like a normal thing, at least not for me. I never heard of it. And but I, like, throughout my whole life, I just feel like I've just gone with the flow. Like wherever I've flowed, I'm like just going with it. And I think there's nothing wrong with that. I obviously survived. But I also think that there comes a time when you're either going to be forced to make decisions, or you're going to feel the need to. And that definitely happened in my life. Maybe one day I'll share my story, but there was no question that when this time came in my life, and just a long story short, like when I literally felt nowhere, and for the first time I was not getting pushed around to something, and for the first time I actually felt lost and incapable of going anywhere. So usually if I went with the flow, I tried to take things like safe, and I just would do what I normally did, and that was not an option for me at that time. And it was the first time where I was terrified. I was terrified for having to think of like what I wanted to do, what I wanted to try, because it wasn't even an option of what I wanted to do. I was really in a very dark place, and I think that happened to me like because I needed to grow. I needed to learn these lessons, and I needed to map my own destiny. I needed to take complete control and not just say, oh, okay, well this job came up and I guess I'm gonna do it. Yeah, I'm gonna make the best of it. That's what I've always done. It literally, life in the universe pushed me to the point where it was like, no, you're going to figure out what you love and what you want, because you're not going to go anywhere until you make that decision yourself. And it has been really challenging, and I plan to walk through a lot of the steps that I did that changed, and that's why we're here today. So we have gotten through the big picture stuff, right? So we went and we mapped out. Oh, by the way, the reason why we're doing this in bits and pieces is because usually you'll go to a seminar and it's like a 3-4 day or 6 or 7 day full day, like no joke, like 10-12 hour days every day doing this work on yourself. And eventually I do want to get to a place where I'm doing seminars and getting to, like, you know, high five and hugs and all that stuff in person, but right now we don't have that. So to me, the other way to do this is to do tiny pieces every day. So instead of doing a huge bulk and blah, 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 let's take it slowly. Let's take it, you know, calmly and relaxed. And that's why we're taking the whole month really to do our heaven on earth planning. But if you think about it, like a month is like not even that big of a deal. Like a month to plan like your heaven on earth, like, hey, that's okay. So I think it's good to like step into this, really relax, and I hope you guys feel the same way as well. So I just wanted to put that out there, like, why are we getting such little pieces? It's because I feel like it's easier to take in. It's either all or nothing. Like you either do all 3 or 4 days, boom, like every day for 10 or 12 hours, or let's connect every single day and just do small pieces. All right, so we did our ultimate vision. We talked, and then we did our purpose, why. We went through our passions. What do we love? What excites us? What are we committed to? What do we hate? I really loved that yesterday too, right? Did you, Natalie? I loved the committed to. So maybe I'll share a little bit of mine in a minute. And then after you do that, so this is where the 2 different planners venture into their own little thing. In the Tony Robbins book, let me just show you. So here is the Tony Robbins, and if you just look, and you're doing it on paper, Natalie's doing paper. Natalie, can I see your papers? So we wrote the ultimate vision, we did the purpose, we did our passions, what do we love, what excites us, what are we committed to, what do we hate. Open it, please. And here is what Tony Robbins does. The next section, it says 1 year results. So now that you've had a chance to reconnect with what matters to you, what are some of the results you'd like to create in the next year? Don't worry right now about how you'll achieve them, and think big. And so here's an example that this one wrote, like taking 3 generations of family to a cruise, and then the why, right? So, and then after this, in this book, this is when the vision board comes into place. Make it visible. So this is one option, is somebody can just write their, and you know, put pictures and stuff like that, all the emotional things of the things that you want to be on the vision board, or do it on a different vision board. Now let me just talk a little bit about what's next after this. So this looks like a lot, and because it is, but after you go through the vision board, what Tony Robbins RPM does is he breaks them down into categories of improvement that you want to do, and he breaks them into personal versus business, and basically you start picking out individual categories that you want to thrive in this following year, and then it takes you through this whole exercise. Okay, so the difference here from the Oola planner, now I'm going to switch over to the Oola planner. So this is the $12.99 PDF, and what the Oola planner does, and I love this, but I do think that most people just need the Oola planner because, you know, we already did like the first part of the Tony Robbins, which is great. But the Oola planner breaks it down a little bit simpler, and let me show you what it does. So in the Oola planner, the first step that it does is it takes you through a survey of 7 categories. And actually, let me see if I can show you on, oops, sorry, on here. So on my computer, this is on oolalife.com, OOLA life.com. There is a place where it's going to ask you, where you can take a free life test. Take the free life balance test, and basically it's going to bring you to this after you put your email addresses. And Oola is based on 7 categories: fitness, finance, family, field, faith, friends, and fun. What is eventually going to happen is you're going to take a survey, which on their website it's like a miniature version, but in here it goes into a little bit more detail, and you basically answer questions rating for each one. So for example, Oola fitness, I would rate my health, and it's 1 through 10, and then you've got different quarters that you do it, right? So you answer all these and then you get a score, right? So this one is a 6.6, for example. You do that with finance, in all of the categories. So you end up with a score. What we're trying to find out here is the balance. Where are the imbalances of it? You end up figuring out like where you're scoring high, where you're scoring low, and then you end up with your Oola wheel, okay? And so you'll start to see where there are imbalances in your life. So let's say you're somebody who has, you know, a ton of money or whatever, like you just, if you are, you know, hit me up, I'll give you my Venmo. It's a joke. But let's say you got finances in order, but your fitness is way down. Or let's say, you know, you're not having any fun, but your finance, field, family, everything else is good because you're too busy taking care of everything. Well, the purpose of the Oola wheel is that everything has to be in balance. And that is one thing that I've learned, I won't say the hard way, but that is a lesson that I've had to learn. I have spent so much time having to be responsible. You know, I've been a single mother to Natalie since she was born. You know, I've moved out of the house even when I was a teenager at the age of 14, 15 years old. My whole life I've had to be very responsible. So fun and stuff like that, like what's fun? Now of course that's why I probably studied happiness so much, is because I knew that I needed to, any moment that I could harness happiness or joy, I was gonna need to take it, you know. So but other than that, like it's always been just a lot of stress and working on like just staying alive, really. But what I've learned is that you have to, there is a balance that we all need. The wheel represents all of the categories, and you can't get momentum in life and in your joy and in your happiness if your wheel is jacked up. So if one section is way messed up and you're just like clunking away, then it doesn't matter how strong one of those other areas are, because it's not moving. It's clunk, 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 you know what I mean? It's not going. The more you balance out this wheel of life, you know, the more momentum and the faster and faster and faster you get going. So it's really incredible. So the Oola planner does that. So you can go to oolalife.com, and for free you can take their miniature version of their wheel, and then, you know, your wheel can end up looking like, you know, like this. Like this is actually probably what my wheel looked like not too long ago. Just really, really messed up. Like so many areas were like way low, like just extremely low. And then other areas where it might have been like kind of okay. not great. And now obviously I'm a lot more balanced, and because of that, a lot happier. It means a lot of areas I'm still needing a lot of improvement, but it's definitely more balanced. So why am I showing you the differences of this? Oh, let me finish with the Oola, so I'm not done with that. So you get this hub, you figure out, wow, I need to work on this, this, and that, whatever, to balance out. Well, in the Oola, what you then do is for every single category. So the main difference is for Tony Robbins, they don't give you these categories. They just tell you what, you know, what's your personal category of improvement, name them all. Name all of the categories of improvements that you want. And so a lot of them will be the same. They'll be family, friends, blah, blah, blah. But you have to kind of pick them because there might be many other categories that you have where what, and then, you know, and then Tony Robbins says professional categories of improvement next, right? So you're going to have a lot of categories for that, where in Oola, they break it down into only 7. fitness, finance, like I already mentioned these, right? So if you'll notice that field, which is, you know, our work life really, is one category. And the Tony Robbins, he's got a whole section for professional category of improvement, because, you know, this, you know, he's geared towards, you know, business owners, entrepreneurs, things like that. So they're going to have like a lot more. So for example, somebody might want to improve their networking, or in their professional. They might want to also improve, you know, I don't know, something with regarding their business. They might also need to improve, you know, their leadership skills, right? So it's going to break it down like a lot further and a lot deeper, where in Oola, again, they're really concentrating on that overall life. And so I think that this works a little bit better for like, for like me, or like beginners or something, because, and then honestly, you can always pick different categories too if you want. But so let me finish explaining. So for each category, Oola does the same thing with the vision and the purpose. It takes every category and says, what do you want your dream to be? What is the vision there? And then the why, what is the purpose of that? So for example, for fitness, well, what? And then there are examples, I am fit, healthy, disciplined, and strong. And it's like, why? Why? Because I want to be, you know, healthy for my family. Wow, I knew this was gonna be long. It like turned off. Yeah. Okay, so then you do your vision and your purpose of your fitness. So if you're, you know, again, wanting to get super fit because you want to have the energy to do all the things that you want, etc. And so you do that for each one. For finance, what's your dream? What's the purpose? What's the why? And then a notes area. And then for each one, you're gonna pick 3 goals for the year that you want to accomplish. So for me, example, one of mine is gonna be to reach my ideal weight. Another one will be to exercise at a minimum of 4 days per week. And then another one is to, 70% of the time I'm going to be eating, you know, non-processed foods or something like that. So you pick 3 goals for each one. But then after you do that, you then break the top 7 goals. So you actually pick one of the 3 that will make the biggest difference in your life, and then you write it down here. So for example, for fitness, you know, there's always one that's going to be like, which one is the most important that you need to do, and that will probably help, you know, help you with the other ones. So pick that one. So for me, like maybe it would be the exercise 4 days a week would be that, because if I'm exercising, there's a good chance that I'm not going to blow my diet, right? Because I'm going to be on that. And then I'm probably going to reach the goal of my ideal weight. So you kind of just pick the top one. You can do the others, but you just start off here first so that you don't get overwhelmed, right? But then on top of that, there is a 1 Oola goal. And what the 1 goal is, after you've thought this through, there is going to be 1 goal either from here or a new one that if you changed and did this 1 goal, it would change your entire life. And you can just concentrate just really even on this one. You're going to do all of them, but you're really putting a lot of effort into this one, and it will make the biggest difference. And then from there, basically, it's going to go through how to put in, Natalie doesn't have the rest of the pages, but basically it goes into a planner where you plan out your, you go through and you plan out your days and how to schedule in all of the stuff. Now, I don't know if that was a lot. It seems like a lot. It's a lot to take in, we're gonna take this step by step. The reason why I wanted to show you where it's going is because today I think we should do the 1 year results. We're gonna think about the 1 year results, but here's the thing. Now that you know that we're gonna go deeper into the 7 Oola categories, don't stress or fret over, okay, what do I gotta pick for 1 year results for my body, for fitness, what do I gotta pick for? Don't do that. I think we still are on big picture here. Because remember, after we do this, we're gonna start on our vision boards, right? So on the 1 year results, what I think we should do here is, if there's anything that comes to mind immediately that you already know you want to do, that's what we need to put on here. All those other categories we're gonna look at individually, and we're gonna come up with our goals for each one of those. But I don't want you, we don't need to do that now, because we're gonna take our time doing that later. But any 1 year results that you know that you want to achieve this year, we're gonna go ahead and write that down, and then you're gonna list the reasons why you want it. So again, read your other pages before, get excited, be like, yes, I'm doing this. Like whatever comes to mind that like you just burst out that you know that you want to do, that's what you want. And then later when we go through the different categories, the fitness, the finance, or whatever, other 1 year goals are obviously going to come up, and then we can go back and like fill them in. But for now, what you can do is get your next piece of paper and 1 year results, and then write in results or outcomes, and then the reasons why you will achieve this. All right. Anything else, Natalie?
So, can you show them what you wrote in mine?
Yeah.
Or like, I don't know.
Oh, like the piece of paper?
Yeah, like how you wrote it in my journal.
Oh, yep. So in hers, I just did right there. It's not focusing. Okay, there. Yep, 1 year results and results and outcomes. So yeah, so that was a lot. I hope you guys are having fun. I hope I explained that as best I could. I know that was like kind of confusing. I probably could have or should have done this like on a computer with like, I don't want to bring in PowerPoints, but I'm just trying to explain where we're kind of going with it, so that you can also see kind of the future of this. And I didn't want it to be confusing of like 1 year results, oh my god, I have to think of all this by myself. Like, no, we're gonna actually get to that next. But I think that the 1 year results that are coming to your mind right this second is important, is because we're gonna next go into starting to make the vision boards. And so anything that you already know for sure, hey, I want to do this, we should go ahead and include that, on the vision board. So I'll give you an example for me. Even though I haven't obviously gone through the Oola Life Planner, and I haven't, I'm doing this with you guys, so I don't know exactly what every area I'm gonna want to improve on, or what goals I'm gonna have, I should say. But I already know, for one, if travel is still happening, there's one seminar, Tony Robbins seminar, that I have that I'm scheduled to go to, and I haven't gone to yet, and it's called the Life Mastery, and they usually have them in either Florida, I think California, or Fiji, and that would be a total dream of mine to go to Fiji to take this seminar. Hey, come with me if you want. It's pricey though, and actually I have an amazing story that I'll share later about how I even am getting to go, because that's just another crazy story. But yes, okay, so I have kept you long enough. I'm sorry. I love you. I hope this wasn't too much. 1 year results, but and we will see you tomorrow. Tomorrow, I can't imagine me jumping into like, okay, we're gonna start vision boarding now. I think tomorrow I'm gonna share my thoughts on the resources for pulling our vision board pieces together, which is probably going to be simple like Google search or things like that. But I'm also going to give you a couple of ideas of how to create the vision board, different methods, and I'm going to show you a extremely cool, one of the best ways that I think vision boards can be created. Like, wow, like it's taken me years to develop this concept for this vision board, so I'm extremely excited to share it with you guys. So I will definitely show you that tomorrow, and I think that that's it. Natalie, do you want to say anything?
I don't think so. Maybe you should make a hashtag.
Yeah,
to post all your journals.
I have. Oh yeah, I have been.
And then other people can post if they want it.
Oh, you mean like sharing our parts?
Yeah, like hashtag day 4 JLOVES blah blah blah. And then yours is there, and then mine is there. Maybe someone else's can be there.
Natalie C Media, that's her right there. So actually Natalie is really great with social media and marketing. And do you get it from me a little bit, at least a little?
I just watch too much stuff.
But with me too though, but I'm always playing like marketing stuff, right?
Yeah, but mostly I just look at too much social media, so I just see what people do and I see what makes me want to watch.
So she's really good at that, and in fact she has NatalieC.media.
That's dry and it's crusty. Nobody knows her. She's
anyhow
in the gutter.
She's gonna be doing that. So Natalie also is doing photography and all that stuff, and so we may end up just having like a whole marketing gig. But yeah, so let me think of her whole hashtag thing, and I don't know, would you guys want to share, you know, or is it too personal? Natalie and I will definitely share ours, and then, you know, because I think it helps to see what other people write and to understand, because like even for me, the concepts of like, oh, what kinds of things do I put, like what do I think about, like that took me a little while. So but yeah, so we'll see. Anyhow, yay for us. I'm so excited. To the people who reached out to me, I love you all so much. You have no idea. Like Lydia, like Sandra, like just everyone that just, I love all of you guys. And just, yeah, we're gonna have our heavens on earth. We're gonna make it together. Absolutely believe, and I am extremely excited about life and my connection with all of you guys. Honestly, I love you guys so much, you know, so mwah.
No matter your dream, I promise you deserve it.
That is so true. That is so true. You so deserve it.
Deserve it.
People do not know. They don't know. They don't think, and it's so crazy to me because like I see so much in every single human that it's like literally people just don't know, they don't see, and it is hard because self-love is a serious thing. And I will say that that's been my biggest growth with that. And I never, I know I said I was gonna end it, but let me just say this. I never thought of myself as needing self-love before. I honestly didn't think about it. Like I've never thought about it. I would not think that I love myself. I just never thought about it, I guess. And when I started diving into all these different processes, I realized I had a lot to do and to need about self-love. And that was shocking to me. I mean, it's not like I thought I was like, you know, oh girl, you love yourself too much. Like, no, but I guess if you never think of yourself that way, then you just don't. But I had a lot to grow in there, and yeah, I just hope that all of you guys love yourselves and see what I see in you guys all the time. Because if you saw what I saw, you'd have the biggest, heaviest concrete head. Like literally, you'd have the biggest head. You'd be like, I'd have to tell you to calm down, because like literally, I see so much amazing in every person, and I just want to shake you and just going, "Arr! You are so amazing. You are so loved. You're so beautiful. You're so wonderful. You're so talented. You have so much to offer." Like, and it's actually the ones that are the quietest and the shyest, the ones that like don't come out and keep kind of low key. Y'all are the ones that have the most to offer, okay? You guys are, because you're just chill. You're not trying to be anything else. You're just yourself, and you have to understand that the world needs you, okay? Everyone needs you, because the loudest ones, the ones who've always been loud, they're already on YouTube. They're already sharing. But the teens and the kids and the other adults that want to see good-hearted souls, that want to see whatever, they want to see other learnings and growths and be encouraged. Where are they? Where are they? Oh, they're not here. They're not there because they're too busy being, you know, low-key and to themselves and not understanding how big of a contribution they can make. So that was certainly me, and I'm telling you guys, I've been saying this for 3-5 years. I mean, people probably get tired of me because every time I see them, I'm like, you should do a YouTube channel. Because you should. You absolutely should. And let me know. I can share all of my tips and secrets and all this stuff about how to get over shyness on camera and blah blah blah, because that's a serious thing, but that's also self-love. It's a self-love thing. When we're feared of rejection or not being good enough or just looking silly or whatever, if we let that get in the way of what we're trying to do, we're just trying to be nice, trying to share, trying to connect, trying to love, and we're worried about, you know, somebody being like mean to us or bad to us or thinking that we're dumb. Like, that's a self-love thing, because people, one, they're not going to do that, but two, you have to love yourself so much that that's not even a thought. You're like, I don't care, I just want to tell everyone that I love them, and I just want to share something because I learned it and I think it's cool, and maybe someone else will think it's cool. And you know, if everyone says, Jamie, you're an idiot, like, that's okay. It's okay, I've been an idiot many times. So anyway, honestly, I'm not keeping you anymore. I love you so much. We love you so much. And mwah, write down some exciting 1-year results. What excites you? What, just blurt it out. Like, don't let your brain think, just let your heart think, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna be this, me and my family are gonna have the best relationship, I'm gonna have so fun with Natalie, or I'm gonna do a YouTube channel, you know, whatever it is. Write it down, and then write why. Why do you want it? Why are you gonna make it happen? What's it gonna be? Like, what do you need to do for that? And yeah, I'm excited. I love you guys, and good night. Mwah.
What happened to your hood? I put my hood on because you were wearing
Oh, let me put it on here. Show Misty.
Pew, ding, 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 ding.